Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another time here in the book club. Good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you're joining us from. It's our book club we're doing Sundays. We're reading through a book, Cleopatra's Riches, as our fourth featured work in the series, and we're reading this for quite a while. We should be done with this by the 2nd of October. So we'll pretty much have 2 more weeks after today. Then we'll take a break and we'll be on to our next book, which is Business is Personal by Bethany Frankel. So today we're going to be reading chapter 19 of this book today. That's what we're going to be on. And that is talking about how emotions affect our growing money. We've already introduced emotions 2 weeks ago. Last week we talked about how emotions affect our earning money and the importance of emotions in our earning money. So we're just going to build on that and talk about the importance of emotions, or how emotions affect our growing money. It's not just to earn the money, but to grow the money. So we're talking about the secondary money that we receive, right? The first money is called the primary money, right? That's the salary we receive, right? What we do with that salary is called the secondary money, right? Pretty much the primary money is not within our control, right? It's probably going to be a salary or whatever, but in that is a seed and bread, right? What we do with the seed component of our primary money is what we generate streams of income from. We call the secondary money. And that's what we're going to be pretty much focusing on, how emotions affect our ability to use that to grow money, right? So let me go ahead and bring up the slides here, and we'll go into the meat of today's topic. All right. So that's my slide. You can see that right now. And that's a book, and like I said earlier on, we have today talk about chapter 19. Next week, we'll do chapter 20. The following week, we'll just do a summary of the book. We'll take a break on the night, and we'll come back to start with our next book on the 16th, which is Business is Personal by Bethany Frankel, right? So that's our schedule of program. And the book does have a study guide. So if you can lay your hands on the study guide, great. If you can't, don't worry about it. I have the study guide, and I'm going to use that as we read through the book, just to help us get maximal information from the book, right? So when you just read in the book, we're truly getting value out of the book. So that's the plan. Matter has a website where you can get extra information about a book. So feel free to log on to that and see what you can get in addition to the book also, right? So we're going straight into chapter 19, all right? And Martha starts each chapter with a quote, right? An Egyptian quote, pretty much, because she has an Egyptian heritage, which is where the name of the book comes from also, right? And here is just a pretty simple, straightforward quote here. It says, if wealth is placed where it bears interest, right, where you put your money, the secondary money, right, it comes back to you redoubled, right? We talk about the compounding effect, right, of interest, right? So it's wise for us then to make a storehouse for our wealth, to grow our wealth, right? We don't spend everything that we'll make. We don't spend everything that we'll make on the primary income, but we'll take from it the seed and sow it back, right? So that we can have a sustainable production of wealth. Until we do that, we cannot be said to be financially free or financially independent or financially empowered, right? You become financially empowered, free, independent when you make money while you're sleeping, right? While you're working for money, you're not financially independent, right? You can make all the money you want, but if you're making money involves your physical presence, then you cannot be financially free, because if for any reason you stay away from that work, you are not making money. right? So then you're not independent because you're making money requires your being physically involved, right? You're spending your time in direct, you know, you're sowing your time directly to get what you get, you know. So the real story around money is that we start by working for money, but what we do with that money in terms of growing it will then translate us from working for money to a place where money works for us, right? And we want to get to that place such that money can produce for us, meeting all our expenses, right, and more, right? That's a place you become financially empowered, where whether you work or not, you're making money, and that money is enough to meet all your needs, right? And then your wants also, your luxuries also, right? So that's a whole discussion here we're having. That's the end point. That's a target, right? That will become financially empowered, financially free, right? Financially independent, right? We're no more a slave to money, right? We're having money, using money to get the experience we want, right? You know, we don't make money for the sake of money, but for what money can do, the experience money can give to us, right? That's why we earn money. That's why we grow money, and next we'll be talking about enjoying the money, getting the experience that the money affords us, right? Uh, so really, what we talk about emotions, we're emotional beings, right? Like we tried to emphasize last Sunday, and emotions affect everything about us, right? And it determines how much money we're able to have, right? We'll talk today about emotional intelligence, right? My ability to excel in my place of work is a whole lot tied to my ability to control my emotions, right? Be emotionally intelligent, right? Work today is a function of not just what you know, but how you are able to work productively, right, with other people. That is given a higher score in today's working environment than what you alone can do, because there's only so much you can do, right? You can get a whole lot more done by working with other people, whether you're leading them or just being a part of a team. You get much more done. We get what we call the synergistic experience, right? When people come together and work, they do and get the result that is much more than the sum of their individual potential, right? There is some kind of increase that occurs, I guess, a multiplying effect that comes to bear when people are synergistically linked together. So businesses do understand that, so they give a whole lot more premium to people's ability to work together, because then you make a whole lot, you get a whole lot more value, right, from the job that's being done. And that's tied to our emotions, our ability to control, put our emotions on the check, and thereby be able to work in sync with other people, right, peacefully, cordially, right? And I place a special premium on that with my own business. Yeah, so much so that I had to let someone go because she was unwilling to adapt to work with my other employee, right? She was all about herself, right? And was unwilling to humble herself to form a partnership or team working with the other employee that I had, you know. So I valued my business and my money much more than the person, you know. So I had to let her go because she was unwilling to submit to the culture that we're building in our business, you know. And that's what Jim Collins will teach us, right? Talk about the fact that if you have to spend a lot of time maintaining an employee, that person is not fit for your business, and you don't want to use sentiments, right? Yeah, when you go employ, you need to look for people who can buy into the culture of your organization, right? You employ the right people so you don't have to spend a lot of time having to maintain them or trying to get them to get in line. You employ people that are fitable, not just anybody, right?